Hey, so there was just a little magnitude 2.6 earthquake in Maryland. Maryland. And I am super bummed because I live in Maryland and I didn't feel it. But a magnitude 2.6 is not very big, but it was close to Baltimore, just right kind of to the north west of Baltimore proper. So it's likely that a lot of people did feel shaking from that earthquake, although they may not recognize it as an earthquake. If you're not used to feeling earthquakes, you may think that it's a truck that's driving by, or it may just be construction nearby or something like that. If you're interested in learning more about the earthquake, go to earthquake.usgs.gov. That'll take you to a latest earthquake map, and you can click on the little dot that's in Maryland. It's the only one that's there right now. So, why was there an earthquake in Maryland? Most earthquakes happen along the plate boundaries. And the plate boundaries of the North American plate lie along the west coast of the US and in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. So, those are the places where we have the most earthquakes. But we do have something called intraplate earthquakes. And that's where earthquakes happen along faults that are really old. They have, in the area around the Appalachian Mountains, these were compiled when there were collisions of continents uh, 500 to 300 million years ago. And so there's still old fault lines that exist there. Some of them are known and some of them aren't known. They're deeply buried, they're covered with a lot of sediment, and they don't have earthquakes very often. So it's also interesting because earthquakes on the East Coast tend to be felt more widely than earthquakes on the West Coast. And that's because of the properties of the rocks. On the East Coast, the rocks are cold, old, and dense, and they carry the seismic waves really well. On the West Coast, those rocks are all broken up and they tend to be a little bit warmer. So the waves don't travel through those rocks on the West Coast quite as well. So even though we have more earthquakes on the West Coast, it's just a little bit different in terms of how that shaking distribution will be felt in those different areas. So again, go to earthquake.usgs.gov to learn more about this cool little earthquake that just happened in Maryland. All right, thanks everybody. Hi.